So the question is, when an inorganic compound X having 3C 2 electron bond as well as 2C 2 electron bond reacts with NH3 gas at a certain temperature, gives the compound Y isostructural with benzene. Compound X with ammonia at high temperature produces a substance Z. So what we need to find out is X, Y and Z. And it's given that it forms a compound which is isostructural with benzene. So we all know which inorganic compound is isostructural with benzene, and that is the compound Y. So let me write this. There's a compound X which reacts with ammonia in axis and gives the final product as Y, which is isostructural with benzene. What is this? Borozole. B3N3H6. Now we know this is our compound Y. So we can already see that the only one compound here has this structure and this one too, but we will solve this equation. So what reacts with NH3 and gives these compound? B2H6 reacts with this at low temperature. Low temperature it gives B2H6 dot 2H2O, sorry, dot 2 NH3. And when it reacts at high temperatures, when it's heated at high temperature, it gives borozole at 473 K. So what will be the final equation? B2H6 plus NH3 gives, first it gives B2H6 dot 2NH3. Then when it's heated, it gives B3N3H6. So we can see this is X, this is Y. Now B2H, let's for the confirmation. Now we also have to find Z. B2H6 plus NH3 in axis at direct high temperatures. High temperatures gives, what's this reaction? This will give BNX. What is this called? Boron nitride. So this is our compound Z. So which is the answer? B. Moving on to the next question. Which of the following is biradical? So just we have to see the structure of them. Phenyl. This is not biradical. Propenyl. This is not biradical. This one. Vinylidene. CH2C. So this is biradical. Now we will see this structure also. This is ethylidene, CH3C. This has 3. So this is also not biradical. Biradical is something which has 2 free radicals. So the answer is vinylidene, C. The number of sigma bonds in P4O10. So first we need to see the structure and then we will find out the sigma bonds. Let me draw the structure. P O O double bond O, P O P O P O, double bond O, double bond O, double bond O, and O here also O. So we can count the number of sigma bonds: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So the answer is 16. D. Next question. At 500 Kelvin, the half-life period of gaseous reaction at an initial pressure of 80 kilopascal is 350 seconds. When the pressure is 40 kilopascal, the half-life period is 175 seconds. The order of the reaction is. So we know T half 1 upon T half 2 is P2 by P1 n minus 1, or where n is order. So we can write 350 by 175 is equals to, we can inverse this P1 and P2 and write here 1 minus n. So we can write P1 by P2 raised to power 1 minus n. So 2 is equals to 80 by 40 raised to power 1 minus n, which gives us 2 equals to 2 raised to power 1 minus n. So 1 is equals to, comparing the powers, 1 is equals to 1 minus n equals to 0. So the order of the reaction is 0, that is A. Moving on to the next question. In an aqueous solution, the ionization constants of carbonic acid are K1 equals to 4.2 into 10 raised to power minus 7 and K2 is equals to 4.8 into 10 raised to power minus 11. Select the correct statement for the saturated 0.034 m solution of the carbonic acid. First, let us see what are the reactions going on here. Carbonic acid, when in aqueous solution, disintegrates into let me do this again. H2CO3 H plus plus HCO3 minus. So K1 is given as 4.2 into 10 raised to power minus 7. Now what's the second ionization equation? HCO3 minus H plus plus CO3 2 minus. And what's K2? 4.8 into 10 raised to power minus 11. Since K1 is much greater than K2, so H2CO3 ionizes more than HCO3 minus. So H2CO3 ionizes much more than HCO3 minus. Hence, the contribution of H plus is mostly due to the ionization of carbonic acid. Thus, the concentration of H plus and HCO3 minus are approximately equal. So, which option says that the concentration of H plus and HCO3 minus are approximately equal? D is the answer. Moving on to the next question. Consider the following halides: CH3CH2Cl, CH2 double bond CHCl, C6H5Cl. Arrange CCl bond length of these compound in decreasing order. So, how do we find out these bond lengths? What we know is resonating structure resonating structures is inversely proportional to bond length of single bond. So we just have to see how many resonating structures do these compounds have. For one, CH3, CH2, Cl. It doesn't have any resonating structure, 0. Number 2, CH2 double bond CH, Cl. This has 2 resonating structure. Resonating structure equals to 2. And the third one, C6H5Cl. This one has 4 resonating structure is equals to 4. So through this we can find out the bond lengths. So the longest one will be the one which has least resonating structures, that is 1, then the 2, then 3. Then the answer is A. Next question. The shape of XeO F4 by VSEPR theory is. So let's see how many bond pairs and bond pair doubly bonded and the lone pair. So Xe has 4 bonds with F. First we need to see that what will be the hybridization of Xe in this. 4 bonds with F. Now with O it will have a double bond 1, and then it will still be left with one lone pair. So lone pair will be 1. So the hybridization will be 6sp3d2. So this will be the hybridization in which there are 4 bond pair, 1 bond pair which is doubly bonded, and 1 lone pair. So the structure will be, these are the 4F, 1 doubly bonded oxygen and 1 lone pair. So what is this structure? Square pyramidal. It's not bipyramidal because this one is a lone pair and not some element that is bonded with xenon. So the answer is B. This is a theoretical question. Match the polymers in column A with their main uses in column B and choose the correct answer. So I will directly tell you the answer. Polystyrene is used in manufacture of the toys. So A is third. We have 2 options. Now glyptal is used in paints. So this one. B is 1. Polyvinyl chloride is used in raincoats. So 2. C is 2. And D is bakelite is used in computer disks. It is 4. So the answer is A. This is a theoretical question. You have to read that from the book.